Ladies and gentlemen, Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
Wow, now we're in a huge disappointment. Cher. I don't know if Cher's big anyway. I don't know why I said that.
Chair.
Oh, I was like, I think we're about to share.
We're going to Cher. Hi, guys.
How's everybody doing?
Thank y'all for being a part of the 10th. Buongiorno, right? Buongiorno. How do you say, como se dice, good afternoon?
Pomeriggio.
Pomanito.
Pomeriggio.
Pomanito.
No.
Show?
Pomeriggio. Bon afternoon. All right. I don't know
Everything is bon.
No, buon. Everything is buon. Buon Tanamera.
You don't even think after 10 years we'd have brushed up on this. No.
I don't think either of us thought we'd ever have the opportunity to be here for 10 years in a row.
Look, we can't still speak English correct. What?
Goodly. We don't speak English goodly. We're really grateful to be here. I think he and I have had a couple of crazy days. We finished shooting season 14 on March 26th and have sort of been in dad and husband modes for the last month and a half. And so then 2 days ago, or 1 day ago, 2 days ago, whatever time change in New York, it all came, I don't want to say crashing down, it all became very obvious again that we're all gonna be saying, I don't want to say sayonara, see you later. See you later is better than goodbye.
Arrivederci.
Arrivederci. Do you even know what that means? You're just saying it. How do you say, como se dice, see you again? Arrivederci. You learned one word.
It was the right one.
It was the right one. All right. So before we say arrivederci, let's go ahead and say ciao.
Oh, but hang on. We still have a whole other year of delivering you guys the story of these two brothers.
And pizza.
And Misha has a whole other year of delivering pizza. So, and then also we're going to be here next year, so we hope you'll be here. Because we're going to come here on vacation. So we hope to run into some of you while we're walking around. Unless Daniela wants to change that, I don't know. But we'll figure that out, I'm sure, tomorrow. It usually takes a couple of days of buttering her up. So let us...
Ceviche buttering her up.
Arrivederci. Ciao. I do want to say, so we were in New York, we were doing our network upfronts where it's a big presentation for the advertisers, and we were doing a carpet there with a lot of media outlets and people interviewing us, and the question that we kept getting was, what are you going to miss the most about these characters? And I think Jared really said it best when he said that we're not going to miss these characters because they're a part of us forever. And so I think with your help, we will keep these guys alive forever. And that's kind of cool. And we're going to be here next year anyway, too. So.
On a side note, somebody said, one of the journalists asked, what question will you miss the most? And I think the answer was, so how many more years is this show going to go? So, goods and bads. All right, well, let's have a good weekend. Let's start out on my side, strong side. How are you? Take it easy. Hi.
Welcome and thank you for being back again this year and for everything in general. So,
Yeah, you know.
One person.
Woo! Yeah. Too soon? Not right.
so my question is regarding what comes after Supernatural for you, as you get time to do some different jobs and tasks to take on. Sorry, this is.
Great question.
Yes, it's coming. It's coming. I was not expecting to be first. You always do the other side.
Never mind. Okay. Sue.
In terms of more taking on more directing job, maybe perhaps a little bit more Jensen, but I could kind of see you getting to as well. What genre would you?
No.
Never say never. What genre?
I said no, not never. Como se dice never? No.
What genre of movie would you think would be more interesting to direct, and why?
Would be more interesting than the genre that we're in, than a sci-fi?
Yeah.
I think comedy's the hardest, in my opinion. Just because it's comedy is a very difficult thing to do. I think I don't know that I would want to get into that or ever attempt that, because it's very difficult, and it takes a really specific talent and eye for that kind of stuff.
It also feels like that's in a situation where the actors are trying to not prank other actors. It feels like I watch outtakes to like Anchorman and Eastbound and Down, and it seems like sometimes the funniest things that happen, Step Brothers, we watch outtakes all the time. It seems like comedy would be so difficult because even if you have two amazing comedic actors, they might make each other laugh, and so then you have to try and recreate it. It feels like comedy, in my opinion, not having been a director or having been in anything comedic, from zero experience here in either directing or doing comedies, it feels like that would be the most, the hardest mountain to climb, because you have to.
You're holding it too low. You're holding it too low.
I think it's probably Misha. I blame Misha. It's almost like you have to catch an accident. You have to catch this moment and hope that it was in focus. The lines were correct, that they were on their mark, they were in their light. I feel comfortable. I've never directed, obviously, but I think I would feel more comfortable directing sci-fi, if you would call our show sci-fi, than I would comedy. Because at least there's a bit more formula.
I guess outside of comedy, outside of sci-fi, I would probably be most interested in doing like action adventure type of stuff. What's that?
Lavoie is what I heard.
Yeah.
Wrong.
Batman?
No, that's Botman.
Botman? Right, Botman? He's a robot.
Botman.
Botman.
By the way, whoever just said Botman probably speaks 7 languages. We barely speak English.
So, I don't know. It's people have. I've gotten that question. What do you want to do? What's on your list of things to go after? And for me, I've never been that kind of. This is exactly where I want to be. This is what I want to do. This is who I want to work with. I just kind of see where the wind takes me, and I'm excited to see where that is. So.
We are too.
Thank you.
Thank you. Gracias. Hola.
Lovely to see you again.
You too.
So I love meat conditioning Lebanon, and I believe in us. I'm going into season 15. You've got a dilemma like the end of season 8, and I was wondering, because you've got more say now, what storylines would you like to develop or revisit? And which guest writers would you perhaps like to invite back to help take them on?
Guest writers?
Like Ben or Sarah or someone.
That was we had a conversation with Andrew and Bob towards the end of the season, and we actually, I mentioned a few things that I would like to possibly see happen in the last season, and one of those things we talked about was just that, bringing maybe some of the writers that we've had in the past back to pen an episode or two. I don't know if that will happen or how that would work. Our current writing staff might get pissed off about that.
I think the writers who could and did capably write for Supernatural were great writers. So they didn't get fired or laid off. You know, they're not on a beach somewhere having a version. No, I know you're not accusing that, but I'm saying like Sarah's running a show. You know, like Ben and Robbie and Adam. Like
they're all busy. I mean,
they're all busy. Like Jeremy, they're all Kripke, of course. Who's that?
Yeah, but they are all very busy, but they are all a part of this family, and you know, just because they're not currently employed with the show and aren't working with us, they were a vital part of it, and that was one thing that I would love to see in this final season is bringing people back that have helped us get to where we are today, whether that's writers, directors, characters, the actors that played those characters. And I think we're teed up to do some of that. It's really just going to be a logistical thing, like whether or not they're available, whether they can come and do that, if they're, if they want to do it. But I would like to see that, and I think that
I'm sure they'd all want to. I mean,
yeah,
knowing them as we know them, there's no doubt.
Yeah, nobody has left our show with
man, I don't want to come back.
Upset with it. There's always been amicable partings along over the years, and so I think that because of that could lead to people coming back and being a part of the last season, and I hope they would, because I think that would just add.
Maybe co-writing.
Maybe, yeah, or at least, story by. Sometimes they do that, like, if Jared has an idea. What about what? Crowley? He's not a writer.
Thank God.
But yeah, sure. Have Shepard come back and do an episode. Have Tim Amundsen come back and do an episode. I'd love to see that. And again, going back to what you were saying, like have Robbie come back and write an episode, or at least pitch a story, or Sarah, Ben, Jeremy. How that's if that can happen, I don't know, but yes, I'm on board with that happening.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So you both shared how you would like Supernatural to end, but how would 17 want it to end? And also nobody touched that thing behind you just yet, just saying.
The hand, what's it called? Is this Veritas? Boca de Veritas or something?
Yeah.
Boca de Veritas. All right, I'm gonna do it.
The freaking smoke and the music, I wouldn't touch that thing, man.
I enjoy Misha's company. It bit me.
It was just shooting stuff out of its mouth. Wait, did you not feel that?
I didn't feel it. My fingers are gone.
Hell no! All right.
I'm watching.
What am I supposed to do?
You say something, and if it's the truth, then it doesn't bite you. Right?
I don't know that that's how this works.
I believe it's how it works.
No, it works like that.
How does it work? See?
You're lying, they're taking your
They
hat.
take your fingers off. They take your pants off.
Lies.
It's Italian. Very sexy. Okay. Say something first.
This will be the 10th and final JIB con.
Oh, yes. It was a lie, Daniela.
The mouth has...
That is some old saliva.
Was it Misha? It'll bite you.
I don't like that shit.
So, okay, now we know.
Thanks for that.
What's it called? What's it called?
No, what was it? You almost got it.
Boca della Verità. Sì.
I apologize for my friend.
Listen, friend. What was the first question?
How would 17 want Supernatural to end?
Jesus. That's a rough question. That's one we thought about. I'm sorry. Our view is very different than your view. You can see. Okay. Is there something in that? I feel like, so I said this, I'll repeat it because I said it in New York 2 days ago. Time change. I don't want season 15 to... I see what you did there. I don't want to have the characters know that it's I don't even say winding down, but I don't feel like their attitudes should change. They've always done whatever they could, whatever they feel like it would take to keep the fight going. So God forbid these stories lend themselves to almost showing the audience and showing the other characters like, oh, we know we're going to be gone in 20 episodes. Not that I know that we're going to be gone in 20 episodes. I don't know if we die. I hope we die. I don't know if we die. Someone just like, is there a giant snake in the room? Slytherin?
I'm gonna jump in. I think my opinion that the brothers would for this to wrap up. I think that their idea or their ideal kind of scenario would be for all those that were in heaven go back to heaven. All those that were in hell, they go back to hell. All of the demon and heaven and hell and angel, all that stuff kind of goes back to status quo. And it goes back to like season 1 when it was just monsters. Just having to fight those things that go up in the night. And then,
No, Misha.
and No. I mean, Castiel would stay, but just different. Just not Misha. And then I think it'd be cool. Like, and then they can then kind of teach their knowledge to maybe a younger generation of hunters. that's, in my opinion, how I think the brothers would love for the world to kind of end up, is back to a state of normalcy, but with still, they still have jobs, so to speak. Yeah, I doubt that's going to happen, but
We'll see.
But we'll see. Thank you. I'm sorry. There's some very interesting balloon animals up here.
Action.
Yeah. Hi.
Hi. Hi, dear. Here.
Where? Oh, hi.
Sorry, very bright.
Hi. Okay, first of all, thank you for 14, almost 15 amazing seasons.
Thank you back.
My question is, if the pearl that fulfills what your heart really desire was real, what would your desire be and why?
Say that way. One more time.
Okay.
The pearl.
The pearl you 300
Got it.
hectares of
Yeah.
And if that pearl really exists, what will your desire be and why?
Sam and Dean or Jensen and Jared?
Jansen and Jared.
Oh, Jesus. God, that's a rough... Wow, what time is it?
Do you want to know?
What's the
The
one
wheel?
thing in the world that you want? Yeah, you have something?
Yeah.
What would that be?
I would love to have both of you as friends forever.
You already have that.
Congrats.
So the pearl is real.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Ditto or vice versa, or whatever the best way to say it in your native language is. I feel like, I say this often with friends, I hope no one goes to their pine box. Is that an analogy or a metaphor that kind of translates? I feel like if I knew I was going to be moving on to the next chapter of life, I hope that I felt comfortable knowing that the people around me knew how much they meant to me, know how much they mean to me. And I hope that the same for them. So I hope that, like, part of what we're doing here, you know, we both have families that we were born into. We both have families that were born from us, partially. We have, I mean, we didn't do the lion's share, you know what I mean? Our wives certainly did the hard work and are doing the hard work.
Well, technically, we did do the lion.
Okay. I hope people around me know how much I appreciate that. I guess is what it boils down to.
I would wish for everyone to understand and experience what true happiness is, and I think that if everyone was able to do that, I think we'd cure a lot of the problems in this world.
Thank you, guys.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
Buon. How are you? Oh, ¿qué tal? No, ¿qué tal en Spanish? Just, ¿qué hora es? Arrivederci.
So in a different mood. I have two cats at home and I obviously miss them very much. So I was wondering, do you have any funny pet story?
Yep, you guys hear that?
Yes.
Who's got? There's a hot mic somewhere. Okay, it's on. Continue.
So I was asking, do you have any funny pet stories?
Pet stories?
Dogs,
Dogs?
cats?
I'd say cats, but we're not real cat guys.
You start.
Well, I've only got one dog now. So I had to, our big one we actually gave to my brother-in-law, Gino. So he's still in the family, but he's with Gino. So still got little Icarus, who is 13 years old, and the guy can still chase squirrels and birds like he's 2 years old. So he's like ageless. I don't understand what's happening. But no real funny stories. He's at that age. He's just part of the family. There's no like cleaning up messes or torn up pillows or any of that stuff. He's just a good old man's best friend. He's my buddy.
So I think, without getting gross,
you've got a new one.
I have a new pup. I have a new January 20th. We have a dog named Coda. He's a little German Shepherd, and he's a good dog. We said bye to our almost 16-year-old German Shepherd 5 days before Coda was born. So one door closes, another opens, I feel like my funny stories involving animals always involve me using them as an excuse for like why it might smell a little bit in the room. The dog, like the puppy, he's farting. I promise it was him. I don't know about funny stories. It's kind of it's a fun little. I don't know. Do you? It seems like you might have a funny story about an animal.
I have a lot, but...
What do you mean funny?
What?
What do you mean funny?
I don't know, my cat is 7 months old, and she thinks my husband's finger is her mom, so she always tries to eat it.
Thank you.
She does like weird things.
That actually is very funny. Thank you very much.
Also, no one spins the wheel yet.
Well, it's very early. It's not even noon yet. It's almost noon.
We have something special for you to drink.
Hey, look, we got apple juice.
We have something special for you to drink. We have something special.
Daniela,
Just wait a moment.
Thanks a lot. All right, well, while we wait for whatever is about to happen, why don't we go over here?
Hi guys, my name is Alice, I'm from Ukraine, and first of all I want to tell you that it's really cool to see you again here, so thank you for being here.
Thank you.
We know that you're a great man, yes, and you... And you always inspire all of us. So we also know that you are best friends, yes, and you spend a lot of time together and influence each other. So
Continue.
I was wondering, have you learned something from each other? Oh, Seth.
Do you have anything in mind?
That's difficult. That's very.
That's not difficult. We've learned a ton.
Yeah, it's difficult to say one
He
thing.
and I have learned things together because we've experienced a lot of what this show has given us and this life that we've led over the past 14 years. There, you know, we often say that there's really nobody else on this planet that understands what my life is like more than he does, and vice versa. And that's very special. That's a really unique connection. And I think because of that, we've learned things together. He's taught me many things. I hope I've reciprocated that. And so yeah, I think, you know, it's like asking your best friend, like, you know, have you learned anything from each other? You know, of course.
Agreed. I will say, yeah, the things that I've learned from him, alongside him, beside him, whatever, are numerous. But one specific thing that I've learned that is crucial right now is how to pack your button-down shirts. I'm not lying, don't try to see them. How to pack your button-down shirts. How to pack without getting them wrinkled. And here's how you do it. So pretend this is a shirt. Will you teach the crowd? So if this was a button-down shirt, per se, and you don't have a hanging bag. But then, you need pants.
Then you take your pants, you roll those up nice and tight.
You fold them vertically?
Fold them, yep. Fold them like that. Roll them up. Put the rolled up pants at the bottom of the shirt, like this.
And roll it all together.
I had no idea. For years and years and years, he didn't let me in on the secret, so he'd talk shit. He'd be like, hey, nice bags. What are you taking your whole house? And I'm like, I don't want my clothes to get folded when I don't have time to steam. I don't know how to iron or steam. And so finally he's like, all right, I'm just messing with you. Here you go. Here's how you pack into a small suitcase and not get all...
I had another close friend of mine asked me the same thing. He's like, hey, what's that thing you were telling me about the rolling the shirts and they don't wrinkle and then you just take them out and boom. And I was like, and so I tried to explain it to him over the phone. And I ended up doing an instructional video for him. And I thought I was going to have to do the same thing for him, but he got it.
I would have asked you for it.
Well, I know.
As I was packing, 2 days ago, I was like, hey, remind me again about the pants thing and the shirts. I was like, I don't want to take a whole bunch of stuff, but we had to take a suit to New York.
It's just a little, you know, I try to, it's like a pride thing of me. Like, I have to pack very light. I take very little just because, for me, it's like, I'll get angry if I bring something and I don't use it. Because I'm like, why did I pack that? Why did I lug that all the way, halfway across the world when I never needed it? That makes me angry. I feel like I failed. So everything that I have has a purpose, and usually multi-purpose. And so I've just found a way over the years to just act very meticulous. The worst is when I go through security and they're just start taking things out of the I mean, it's just like steam out of my head. Because I know it took me a while to get, it's like a Jenga, it's like a puzzle. It's like putting everything in the perfect places. But anyway, that's, I taught him how to fold his laundry.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Apparently we got a box. Well, I mean, look, I spun the wheel. And when you spin the wheel, what the...
You need to drink.
What is this, like unicorn blood? What is this?
Wine.
What?
Don't you recognize wine?
You mean it's pink lemonade?
Pink wine. Unicorn wine.
Well, I can't drink this. I gotta.
How do you open it?
I was just gonna punch the cork in it. See, down in Texas, we don't need no wine opener. We just rip that foil off, punch that cork into the bottle, and yeah!
Many years ago, I did a convention in Brazil, and I was with my friends Cliff and our buddy Gabe, and there was a car accident between Sao Paulo and Rio de Janeiro, and so we were stuck on the highway for several hours. We had a bottle of wine, and we were like, well, let's open it. And so we were looking up online how to open up wine without a wine opener, because we weren't going to open it in the car. And so it was like, well, have your shoe and hit it up against the side of a wall. So we get out of the car and we take our shoe off and we're trying to hit the bottle of wine up against the median, the concrete barrier, and then we hear like bonk, 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 and we're like, oh, somebody's pissed off. And we turn around and there's a guy holding a corkscrew. Oh, this is like a pee. Thank you.
I know you love wine, so.
I do love wine. I'm not sure what this is.
It's sparkling.
Just don't look at it. It's 10 years.
Literally, there's like glitter in there. Is this gonna make? Is this like weird drugs? Am I gonna be hallucinating for the rest of the day? But no, do you see that? Look. There's literally like glitter floating in it.
Mine doesn't have glitter. Salute. Salute. Chin chin.
What does it taste like?
You glitter. Tastes like pink glitter.
Reality, you know?
Who drinks that?
I don't know.
This is like a.
That was wonderful.
Appreciate that. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Daniela.
They're saying end of panel. I'm glad we ended with that.
Do y'all see what we see?
Yeah.
No. But what's happening? Adam Auto Session is now open.
It's actually a really awesome visual.
That's it. End of panel.
Mesmerizing. All right, I'm gonna go brush my teeth.
Sorry we had to end with glittery unicorn cake drink. But maybe there'll be some left for all of you later. Again, thanks. We love coming